All right, we're on with Nancy of Dog Krazy. I'm so excited to have you on because I've just been following you all the time and a big fan. And I love what you've done for downtown, but you've expanded way past that. Those are your doggies, I'm sure.
Sorry, they're I'm at home and they bark at everything. I have a beagle.
I'm sure. That's so fun. And you're at your home office, which I love because you're giving a little preview of what it's like to be a business owner and you're not always in the shop as well too. So that's
Yeah.
cool. So let's start. I am talking to everyone just about COVID and what happened to the shops. Did you have to close? Did you close for some amount of time when there were shutdowns?
Yes. So not all of our stores. We did reduce our hours. We used to be open 9 to 8, and then we went down to 10 to 6 for a little bit. Two of our locations, our Leesburg and our Richmond location, we did have to close 2 days a week because so many people were just scared to work, that we just lost employees left and right. They just, they were just scared of contracting COVID and didn't come to work. We got lucky though. A lot of people jumped in for us. We hired a bunch of new people. The people who stayed with us through it all, I can't thank my employees enough. The people who hung in with us, they're amazing. We even had one that went from the Leesburg area, moved to Richmond sooner than she was supposed to get our Richmond store back open.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had about 2 weeks where we closed the Leesburg and Richmond store for 2 days. And then we were able to open back up to 7 days a week right after that. So
did you re-expand your hours or?
we're at 9 to 7 right now. We have not gone 9 to 8 yet just because of staffing. We're almost fully staffed again. That's one big thing with COVID right now. People are taking the job and either like they accept the position and they don't show up on their first day, or I've never had so many people walk out on a job, go to lunch and never come back after 3 to 4 hours. For a while there, I thought it was me. Like, I'm like, what are we doing that's wrong? And then we started getting like fake unemployment claims and just all sorts of crazy things like that. And I'm just like, okay, I don't have an answer for it, but I think we have a pretty strong crew right now. So right now we've hired some really great people.
I think that's hard in talking business owner to another business owner. And our business is so service oriented. So it's really about like the therapists and finding the right ones. And that was really difficult to manage. Not only are you concerned about their safety, but also finding the right talent. And, when you do a shutdown, it's almost like letting that all go when you like close stores or, I think COVID did affect a lot of employment, and make people rethink their jobs. And some people wanted new jobs, people didn't want to do jobs, or, it was just everything was just a toss up, I think.
Yeah.
This episode was brought to you by Skin+Touch Therapy Spa. We're a boutique spa located in downtown Fredericksburg and Culpeper, Virginia. We offer massage, skincare, and natural nail services. Schedule online or purchase a gift certificate for someone to enjoy. Spa Local. I think though, after a couple months, things have kind of settled down a little bit, right?
No, it's actually gotten worse for we've I mean, we're not your typical retail shop. So we're not just you ring people up. That's not how it is. You have to know a lot about nutrition because we have so many people who come in and it's all about that dog's life. They have to be on a certain diet because of kidney disease or heart disease or cancer. So you can't just recommend a food. You actually have to know what you're talking about. You have to know, I mean, it takes months to learn how to do a job at Dog Krazy. Even now, myself, I've been doing this for 14 years. I still go back and look up information. I still reread things that I wrote myself to make sure that I'm recommending the proper things for the pet that's standing in front of me. So it's a hard job, but just the amount, I mean, it's just been crazy. We've never had turnover like this. And I know it's not just us. I've talked to other business owners. I know it's not just us. It's just the world in general right now is just crazy. And we're hoping that it evens out and,
Yeah, it's hard because I think even if someone comes in with the best intentions, just overall what's happening in the world and anxiety and stress, that plays into it a lot. They could be like the best dog lovers and want to be there, but it could be hard with other factors that kind of play in. So you talked about like being in this business for 14 years. I feel like I've known you for 10 because I used to live by your first store that was on Caroline Street, right? I think that was your first store,
yes.
right? So it's just crazy to just see the growth of where you're at now. So how many stores do you have now?
We have 6, and then we have an online store also, and we have a warehouse that we service the online store out of. So I say we have 7 total.
Yes, I mean, because it's a whole nother beast and a whole nother
Well,
animal.
it is online is so much harder than in person. It is not easy like people think. Servicing people online, it's the same thing, but you have so many extra steps to make sure they still get that perfect experience when they shop with you.
It is true, right? And that's the whole thing. You want your experience and your way of, like, giving that service and your professionalism to carry through in online too.
Yes.
So, did you have online before COVID, or was it something that you had to push out because of COVID?
We did. We had online before COVID. We probably had maybe 5 people we delivered to on a consistent basis. We had a delivery van that we used, and we were we had actually just started focusing on doing more delivery about 3 months before COVID happened. We got lucky because we had our website rebuilt. I think it was like the week before COVID happened. Metro Creative in downtown redid our
Right,
website.
Dan, right?
Yeah, thank God for that because we needed it.
Right.
And because the first 2 weeks of COVID, our online sales went crazy. Just people were trying to stock up for years worth of dog food. And I mean, it was outrageous. But about a month in, we ended up buying a second delivery van because we were using our 2 personal vehicles, which are wrapped with Dog Krazy, so they're company at the same time. Plus we had like 4 to 5 employees driving for us to do deliveries. That way we could keep them employed, even though the stores had slowed down a little bit.
Right.
We bought a second delivery van, and then we were operating out of the back of our Stafford store doing all the online orders. And it got to the point where Chris would come in to see at the end of the day, and I'd be there doing the online stuff, and he'd walk in and I'd just start crying. And I'm like, I can't keep doing this by myself. We need a warehouse. Like, this is too hard to do it out of the back of one of our stores because we'd have to pull inventory from different places, and it was overwhelming. So we ended up renting the warehouse and turning it into I mean, it's huge. We were able to hire, I think we have 7 people working there now, 7 or 8, including myself.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and we were able to hire back almost all of our employees. So it's really been good for us.
And it's a bit of that is like you had some infrastructure set up, and then you really just pivoted and like really devoted to it. And then you realized like it needs to be its own separate thing, like the online with the warehouse, and not just like pulling from all your stores. And logistics can be hard with that for sure. So that's super cool. Are you finding that like people shop with you, but then like continue shopping just through online because now they don't have to go,
No.
do that?
No, they still come to our stores. Yeah, they still come to. That's the best thing about it is we were worried about that because we didn't want that face-to-face interaction to go because we love their dogs. We want to see their dogs. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we still have people, we deliver food to them, and we do auto ship also. So that way they don't have to worry about having to reorder. We take care of all that for them, but they still come into the store to buy toys and cookies and to come in and see all the associates that work there. So yeah, it's an even combination. We have a couple that are, staying out of the stores, elderly customers that we're delivering to them.
Right.
But we still try to give them that experience at the same time.
I think the common theme is just this year is just like help whoever, wherever they're at,
Exactly.
whatever they're comfortable with. There's something, smart businesses, I think, where like we will, do this so then we could help you there. And so all the businesses just needed to do more and provide more of a range for everyone.
Yeah, not only for that, for your employees also. Like we had one of our employees on her birthday, she loves all the dogs coming in to see her. And we always make it a point to say it's her birthday, everybody come see her. So this year we did a drive-by instead.
Oh, right.
So many people come by. They all had made signs that said, "Happy birthday, Jamie." And she stood outside wearing a mask and handing cookies to all the dogs. And this was like when COVID first hit big time. But that was probably, when I saw the pictures from that day, I think that was my favorite. Just seeing all of our customers come and give her love just through drive-bys. It was just so sweet.
Oh, that is so awesome. I mean, like you do have a following and the loyalty, and that's what, of all the businesses, that's just what really matters and what really counts. So talk about growing from 1 store to like 6, and how many years did it take you? And was that always your vision, or were you just like, we need to just keep, or you just kept doing it, or like, what was the approach to that?
So I opened Dog Krazy because of my bulldog. It's on my shirt. It started with a bulldog, Piglet, the love of my life. Yes. I know you met her when you came.
I remember, yes.
Yeah, she and I went to work together every day for 10 years. And then 5 years ago, my husband was able to stop working full-time at Geico and come and join me full-time at the store. We'd grown enough where we needed 2 people to run it. So he came and joined me, and it was maybe 2 months in that we realized working in the same building was not good for us. We needed a little bit of distance. So we started on opening the second location. We knew we had enough of a following, and with downtown, there's not a lot of parking. So we wanted a place that had a parking lot for our food customers. So we found our second location. And when that was happening, I actually lost Piglet. Piglet passed away. And I took a year off. I actually started selling LuLaRoe leggings, actually, because I couldn't come to work.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I couldn't come to work. Walking into the store, I would break down as soon as I walked in. And sorry. So I started selling LuLaRoe leggings, and I built up a team of 16 women and did really well at that. We actually did so well at that, we were able to have the money to open a third store. So I stopped selling LuLaRoe and we opened the third store. And so we wanted to open in Richmond. We wanted to be right next to the emergency vet. This was the vet that actually treated Piglet. And there was a location I wanted. We wanted that location so badly, but Domino's Pizza beat us to it. So when they said Domino's got the lease, we said, okay, well, we'll go to Stafford then. That was the other place we really wanted. So we went to Stafford, we signed the lease there. Not even 2 or 3 days after we signed that lease, the owner of the building in Richmond contacted us and said the vet next door was buying the building, did not want Domino's there, wanted us there, and would we sign the lease anyways? And we were like, we just signed on Stafford. We don't have the money for this. So Chris and I sat down and Chris said, you know what, if we don't use a construction crew, if I do the build out myself and we cut back on cost, we can open 2 stores at once. He's like, we just have to be very conservative in what we do.
Right.
So we just put every penny we had into both of those stores at the same time. They both took off. They grew so quickly. It was ridiculous. So it's really because of Chris that we've grown so much. I'm happy every time we open a store and then I'm done and I'm like, we're not doing anymore. And then I get bored and Chris goes, oh, let's open another store. And we just go like, look at these places. And then I envision the store being there and I back him on it. And I'm like, okay, you're right. Let's do this, even though I'm exhausted.
You guys are probably like really bad for each other, but really good for each other, right?
We work so well together. He's the numbers guy. He's the business sense. I'm the social media, the employees, the creativity. We, in my opinion, we're the perfect team. You know what I mean? Where he's not good at things, I'm great at those things. And when I'm not good at things, he's great at those things. So we work really well together, but we are done. We're not opening any more stores.
It's funny because so we're opening up Culpeper right now and it's been in like permitting for like so long, but I'm like, why did I do this to myself? You know? And I'm always like, okay, well, I always put like a 5-year buffer between the two before I will take on another venture just to like let something grow. But your timeline has advanced like so much. I mean, I really admire it. It's an inspiration. It's great. And it also shows that you guys are such a great team.
Yeah.
So talk about also like, do you feel like that's just because of dog trends? Do you feel like you just hit the right moment where people are wanting like more independent shops and more nutrition? Like do you feel like the big box stores aren't really doing that customization, aren't giving the nutrition advice or customizing, or giving that service? Like,
no, the way I say it is like, I don't like people say, worry about your competition. I don't have any competition. The only competition is that girl I see in the mirror every morning. I'm not in a race with anybody else except for myself. I need to be better than I was the day before. There are so many dogs in this world that there's enough business for all of us. And we all have those, people shop at different places for different reasons, and with us, it's about the customer service. It's about anybody who knows me and knows Dog Krazy knows that if it's in my store, it's something that I have in my own home, that I've tried it with my own pets, that I stand behind it, that I love it. It's something I will use. And everybody knows how much I love my pets.
Right.
So they, and I've never strayed from that. I never will. That's one of the biggest arguments my husband and I have is there are products that he wants me to continue carrying. And I'm like, I don't like what they've done with their company. I'm taking it out of the store. I don't care if we made $1 million on that. That's just the number I'm throwing out there.
Right.
No, what I mean? I don't care if 100 people buy it, if it's not a good product, I don't feel good saying you should bring this home to your pets. And that's what I think we're known for the most is that they trust me and I don't ever want to break that trust.
And I see you're pushing yourself because even like after, shortly after you moved the location to your William Street downtown, you went for your dog nutrition certification or, education there. And that just shows that you are pushing yourself and that you're moving that. So how do you relay all of that to your team? Do you do a lot of staff education? Do you make them go and take it? Or how does that work?
Well, the course that I took is a 3-year course. It's 500 hours. So I've offered it. If they want to take it, they can. Then they have to sign a contract saying that if you become a clinical pet nutritionist, you have to continue to work for me for 2 years after.
Right.
But what we do is everything that I know is we have a system where they can go up and look it up. So like if you came in and you're like, my dog has kidney disease, what should I feed? They can go in and type in kidney disease and it'll give every recommendation that I would give if I was standing in front of them.
That's so awesome.
So it has all the do's and don'ts and what we would recommend and what we wouldn't. And actually, we're changing that right now. We're making it out towards printable so that we can actually give the customer a copy in addition. We hired a training manager last year, and she's been doing all of our training. It was actually going phenomenal until COVID hit. We had to move her to a different position because we weren't training anybody at that point. But now we have her back in a training position. And she's actually setting up a system for us that's kind of, it's a computerized system that basically has everything about Dog Krazy. When you first start to work for us, you sit down and you learn all the rules and regulations. You learn about me and Chris and why the company is what it is and what we believe in. And then it goes through step by step on everything that could be going on with a dog and what you should and shouldn't recommend and why. It's going to have every product that we carry, everything. It's going to be very detailed into what we do. So that's why I said it's not easy to work for us. You have to know a lot.
No, I know. And I think, I mean, when you're small too, you have to do almost as much as what the big boys are doing too. And you start to realize like, I need to have manuals, I need to have more structure and more training. And it's the same with us too, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, I want to work at a spa. And I'm like, it's not really all relaxing. Like we are kind of like doing so much behind the scenes. So then you can relax, you know? And there's a lot of training, even the front desk. It's not just like, I mean, they're booking appointments, but they have to know all the modalities that we do and like how to give them that and customer service too. So it's so interesting how you're relaying that into the pet retail world. I love that.
Our dogs get massages. We have a massage therapist for our pets, Jill Deming. She's amazing.
I love that. You could also do doggy acupuncture too. There is
Dr. Farthing does our acupuncture.
And you're bringing on more things to the store, right? You talked about a barkery, which I love. It's so cute, and you've always had that. And then also you have grooming. So talk about some of those added extras and services that you're in the mix of Dog Krazy.
Okay, so we've always had bakery cases in our stores with cookies that we have. We didn't make the cookies though. We outsourced for that. When we opened our 5th location in Leesburg, I put in a bakery for my mom. My mom, I remember when I was younger, she used to bring us to these farmers markets every weekend where she would sell, she's Filipino, she would sell lumpia and then she would make like pineapple upside down cake and things like that. And she'd sell them to people. She always said, I want to have my own bakery one day. And granted, I didn't give her a bakery, I gave her a barkery. In our Leesburg store, there's a huge picture of her and Piglet, and Lola means grandma in Tagalog.
Right.
It says Lola's Barkery, because Piglet's name was Lola when I first got her, my bulldog. And so now we're custom making all our own treats. So then when we opened our new Richmond location, because we opened a Short Pump location a couple months ago, I put a barkery in that one also. Those two have been supplying all of our stores with baked goods. Our custom birthday cakes are like no other. They're amazing. It's crazy what we can do for a birthday cake for a dog. So we're actually the new Spotsy store, because we're moving our 2nd store to a bigger location. We're putting a barkery in there too, and that's where I'll be pretty much every day baking cookies. We do have grooming in all of our stores. I think we have over 20 groomers now. And we focus on stress-free grooming. So our grooming is start to finish. If your appointment is at 9, your dog is done at 11. Your appointment's at 11, your dog is done at 1. We don't keep them there all day long. That's stressful for a dog. It's stressful for the owner. There's no point in having them in the salon for 8 hours. We do what they call express grooming. So we start your dog, we finish your dog, the next dog comes in. So there's not a lot of dogs in there at the same time. Right. And then we're adding a doggy daycare. So our new Spotsylvania store is going to have a 6,000 square foot doggy daycare. We actually hired a dog trainer of 15 years. She's amazing. She trained one of my dogs. Jackie Morgan is her name. She used to work at a huge dog facility in Stafford, and she joined us a couple months ago. She's actually working in our warehouse right now. She's working there until we're able to open the doggy daycare. But our daycare again will be different, because we're not going to just have tons of dogs in at the same time. We want it to be a good experience for your pet. We're going to have smaller groups. We're going to have something called the Piglet package. So if you have a dog that is not friendly with other dogs, Piglet hated every dog she met, we'll still take your dog. Your dog will have one-on-one activities with one of us.
Oh,
So
that's
that
awesome.
way, yeah,
Yeah.
I want, when Piglet was alive, I never was able to find anywhere that I could put her where I could actually go on vacation or go away and feel safe that my dog was going to be okay. And I want that for other people. So now, you know, if you have a dog that doesn't like other dogs, you can leave them with me and know that they're going to have the best care, that I will never let anything happen to them.
And also that they're like accepted and for who they are, right? And
Yeah,
not just being like, no, we just can't deal because they didn't fit in with this model, right? That you're like,
exactly.
we will take you, we will take care of it one on one. And it's really kind of customized, really,
Yeah.
or like that care. So they don't have to worry. And you don't want to be on vacation being like, oh, my dog's gonna have a meeting with another dog or a fight, and then you worry that then you come back and you're just not gonna enjoy yourself.
No, and that's just it. You're gonna get videos from us. You're gonna get pictures from us. You know, you can call us as many times as you want to make sure your dog's okay. Like I want a place that I would feel comfortable leaving my pets, and I know how crazy I am when it comes to my dogs. So all of my animals, but that's what I want for our customers. I want them to know that no matter what, because I don't like every person I meet. My dog doesn't have to like every dog they meet, so I get that. And that's what our daycare is going to be about. We're going to have the groups where we'll have larger groups of dogs. We made it so that we can have moving walls in it, so we can make it larger or smaller. We're going to have 9 different play areas. So it's going to really, we'll focus on any type of dog that we can, but again, it's going to be run by a trainer. So we'll know that everything is going to be about positivity for the pets.
How do you get your inspiration? I know you go to like dog shows and you've done like talks and things like that. Are you seeing like what other people are doing, or you're just kind of doing this by your own experience and being like, well, if I had to create this, and you do, right? You have the luxury to kind of make your own thing, that you're like, this is how I would do it. And that's how you become so different, right? That then you stand out, right?
Yeah, I'm doing what I have not found in the pet market. So, like I said, when Piglet was alive, there was no place I could leave her where I felt she would be safe. Even if she was by herself, it would be in a kennel where she could still see other dogs. And with her, she was attacked twice as a baby. So she never got over that. And seeing other dogs is going to stress her out even more. So we have ours where they're enclosed, and it'll be like the Piglet penthouse suite, where your dog is going to be, it's going to be super bougie, and
and they're going to feel comfortable. They're going to feel safe. Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's awesome.
And we even said we'll have like a dog of the day. Like if your dog comes to daycare and it's a dog that can't be with other dogs, the dog can hang out with me in the bakery all day, and I'll make sure they're in a safe space. There's a bunch of different things that we've been working on to make it more fun for the pets that come in.
So you also have like isn't it like you could do your self grooming machines too? Are those in all the stores or certain
Not
stores?
downtown. We can't have it there. It's just the building's not set up for it being historic. We do have it in our Spotsylvania store, and our Richmond stores have it, and the new the Stafford store. Sorry, Stafford store has 2. The new Spotsy store will have 1 as well. We already have it. It's sitting up there just waiting to be plugged in.
Do you find that customers go to different stores because there's like different things?
Yes, our customers actually, like when we have a grand opening, no matter where it is, I know which customers are coming to that grand opening, and they make it a point. It's like a scavenger hunt to visit all the Dog Krazys, and I always get pictures from people going, "Oh, I went to this store today, and oh, this is so great. I love this about it." And it's just, I can't say enough about our customers.
I love that. So how do you split your time? Are you traveling each store? Do you do checks? Or are you just staying home and just doing orders all the time?
I'm everywhere. Like today I'll be at the warehouse. I'll be downtown later this afternoon. Honestly, it just depends on the day. If you don't see me in a store, it's because my manager is doing so well, nobody needs me there. So like our Lee's Hill store, I don't think they ever see me. Our manager there is phenomenal. She never has to. Even our downtown store, I'm not at downtown often. With our manager and our longtime employees that are there, they're just fantastic. We don't have to worry about it. We have a really great set of managers that take care of our stores.
Do you and Chris like have a powwow in the morning and be like, where are you going? I'm going here.
Yes.
Or like, it's
we're normally together actually, which is funny because we opened the second store, so we weren't together all the time. Now when we're not together, it's weird.
You're like, where are you?
Yeah, we go to places together quite a bit now. But today he's at the warehouse, and I'll be going there next. So it's really just who needs us and when and where and why.
Next time I gotta get you guys together so I could get the feel of you both playing off of each other.
Yeah,
And maybe I could do like a business newlywed games where I asked you an answer and you had to like post it and see if you guys get a match.
Oh, I'll win. He won't. He doesn't even know my favorite color.
So, okay, can you just for the viewers list off your stores just in a row, just so I could get a clear like ranking of where you all are?
Okay. Our first flagship store is downtown Fredericksburg on
Right.
William Street. Our second is Lee's Hill Shopping Center in Spotsylvania. Our third is on 610 in Stafford in the Brafferton Shopping Center. Our fourth is the Carytown location. It's right next to the 24-hour vet on Cary Street in Richmond. Our fifth is in Leesburg. It's in the village of Leesburg in it's a huge town shopping center. It's amazing. And then our sixth that we just opened is in Short Pump, and that's in the it's right across the street from the Short Pump Dog Park.
And you really think you're done with that?
Yes.
Are you going to franchise? Would you think of doing that? So
No.
this is it. This is the sixth that you're done and you're
Yes.
good.
Yes.
And,
yeah, I don't want any more. We have been approached for franchises. We've had several people actually approach us. We've had people offer that they would just fund the location if we opened it in their state, in different states.
Right.
And the thing with that is this whole business is for my bulldog, and I never want anybody to ruin what I built for her. So if she was mine and the store is mine, and I'll never let anybody else change what I have worked so hard to build.
Right. You don't want to let that go a little, the brand and things like that.
Exactly. And there's nobody who would be able to communicate that love that I had for her like myself. So I would just never put it in anybody else's hands and ruin what we worked so hard for.
So you feel like 6 is manageable. You've got that, like, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I feel like I get that sense too, like each location, because I've been in different ones in Richmond and things like that. It is really just you and exactly what, you know, like it's the same mirror as like, you know, downtown. So I get that. Do you feel like because you're less in the stores, but you're really great with your online presence, that's how you connect with customers still, like you keep in contact with them?
Yes. Yeah. And even with me, because I've been been at the web store every day, I still make those phone calls. I let them know I'm there. Even with just recently, I wanted people to see that it is still me and Chris, even though we've grown so much. So I had cards made. We have cards that we send out with every delivery that has like a picture with some treats on it. Like this one, it's, you know, we thank all of our customers with thank you for shopping small. That's actually Piglet's paw print. Her actual paw print's on there with her picture. And the most recent one I had done, it says, it's a picture of me and Chris. One of them is me holding Piglet, and then Chris with some puppies from the SPCA. And it says, you know, we offer auto ship, you know, so you can focus on the best things in life, which are your pets. And it's just reminding people that it's still us, even though you don't see our faces every day, it's still us running. We're still the heart of this business. You know, we just have really great people who are able to manage the stores for us and take care of our customers so that we can keep expanding and spreading what Dog Krazy is all over Virginia.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody that loves Dog Krazy knows your story, knows Piglet, you know, and I think that's cool. And I love like your wrapped bands, and it's so cute. I love that.
I'm decorating her for Christmas. She's going to be a reindeer with a Rudolph nose.
And who wouldn't be excited for that to like drive up, and then you're like, oh, I saved a trip, but it's like a little bit of fun and joy too.
Yeah. When I get the messages that people are like, I just saw Piglet pull. For those who don't know, I had one of our delivery vans wrapped to look like my bulldog. So it's the spitting image of Piglet. And when people who knew her, who had met her, they're like, you know, I saw her pull up into my driveway and it just melted my heart. And I just start crying because I know,
right,
you know, that dog was just amazing.
But you also, I mean, you have dogs now and you have a pig. I know you have like things, but Piglet was like the true original core.
Yes. Yeah. She was the love of my life. She's the reason all of this started. She was just perfect.
I mean, because you left like, you know, a job, like, you know, to focus on a dog store, you know, and it wasn't that big. So it was a big leap of faith, you know, I think doing that, and to see just how you've grown and where you're at is just amazing. I
tell people I started Dog Krazy with $8,000. I had $8,000 in my bank account, and I was in school to become a trainer. And I got the opportunity, Dog Days, which was downtown for 10 years, put store closing up right when I pulled up in front of the store. And I went to school that night with my trainer and I said, you know, I have the opportunity to open a dog store. And she said, oh my God, please do it. And she's like, you are so good with people and you're so good with dogs and you really suck at training. And I was like, what? And she's like, Piglet's bad and you just laugh. And she's like, you can't do that when you're a trainer. She was right. I'm not good at training. I know how to train a dog. I'm not good at it.
Or training staff. You're good at probably training your staff, but like, you know,
no, I'm really not. That's why I hired a trainer. You with me, I want to have fun when I'm there.
You probably just have so much love and emotion. Yeah, that I get that. And so
yeah, they see me cry quite a bit, especially with customers. Oh,
the emotions are there.
Yes.
Talk about a little bit of just, I mean, the holidays are coming up, you know, just some thoughts and how do you always have fun things. So, you know, it is COVID times, but what are you thinking about, like, in terms of having the holiday presents, Small Business Saturdays, just kind of like lead into what your thoughts are.
Okay, so Small Business Saturday, we always do our goodie bag giveaways. Last year, we actually had a line that wrapped around the block in downtown. We don't want to lose that, but we don't want that many people. Not that I don't want that many people. For the safety of everybody, I want to keep how many people are in the store limited, but I still want everybody to be able to get those great deals and the goodie bags that we do. So we're going to focus on online this year. We're still going to have them in the store, but we're going to have a limited amount in the store. So that way the people don't all gather there together. And I haven't decided if we're going to do like time slots or what we're going to do there, but it's going to mainly be online, like spend $100 online and get this giant goodie bag. And our goodie bags have $50 to $100 worth of full size merchandise inside of them. We're also, instead of doing Santa photos this year, I had murals made that I'm putting up in the front of all of our stores that say naughty and nice. So you can get a picture of your dog with the naughty, with the Christmas lights, and then you can do the nice one also, whichever one you want. So that way you can still have the fun Christmas card. But again, we're not exposing people to one big group of people gathering around or exposing Santa to that amount of people.
Right.
And dogs. Those are the big things with us. We're going to have Santa sacks that we're going to be doing, Santa Paw sacks. They're big Christmas bags I had made that I'm going to be selling soon online. That'll have a giant advent calendar and all sorts of fun things for you to open, great gifts to give this Christmas. We're just going to focus mainly on people staying home and staying safe, because we don't want to continue, we want to make sure this stops spreading.
Yeah, and I think, holidays are important, and I think, 2020 was not an easy year, so people do want to celebrate a little bit to say that they made it through.
Exactly.
And doing that with your pets and family, I think is important and really nice. I think things are going to be smaller, but also more intimate or more meaningful, which I think is awesome too. Okay, what else? What do you think 2021 would be like if you're not going to be opening up new stores? Like, and you're so creative. Are you thinking of just like maintaining status quo, or are you thinking of like having your own brand of dog food, or
yes.
like?
That's my next step. Yes, I have a line of treats actually that I've been working on in my head for years now, and having the extra bakery in Spotsylvania, I think, is really going to help me be able to make that come to life. I really enjoy baking for dogs, as weird as that sounds. We make like some of the most fun creations like nachos and sushi. And like I said, you have to check out the birthday cakes that we make. They're on our Facebook page. I love that stuff. So my big thing was I wanted Piglet to be known everywhere. And we've already worked towards that. There's actually a product called Pumpkin Latte. And if you turn on the back of it, it actually has Piglet's picture on it. And it's sold in pet stores all over the US. But I want that to continue. I want more people to know about how she changed my life, and what, just that love that you have with a dog, and, that it's okay to love your pets that much. And, that for some of us, there are children and people don't get that,
So that's cool. I didn't know you had product already that's out being distributed to other places.
Oh, it wasn't made by me. I told a friend of mine about it, and when we talked about it, she said, I can offer you money for this. And I said, I don't want money. I want Piglet's face on every package.
Oh, that's awesome.
What happened. Yeah. So now everywhere it says dedicated to Piglet on the back of it, and it has her picture.
Cool. So then you're gonna grow that more with more
Yes.
Bakery stuff. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap up a little bit, but I love this story. So how did you come up with Dog Krazy? Because I think I read it a little bit, but I would love for you to share it, because I feel like we're almost about the same age and same time frame that when we grew up. So I want you to just share it on this podcast.
Right, can I do you see that picture of the New Kids on the Block? One of my friends made me this bow with the New Kids on the Block. So when I was in middle school and high school, I was a blockhead. I loved Jordan Knight from the New Kids on the Block. And my name is Nancy. So everybody spelled my name Knancy, like Knight. So when I got my license plate as an adult, I got Dog Krazy with a K on it. When I decided to open the store and I went to pick my name, all the names I liked were gone. And I said, well, Dog Krazy is on my license plate. I'll just do that. So it's because of the New Kids on the Block that spelled with a K.
I know, I love that, and don't be ashamed. And I love that, like, you just had that handy, that you were like.
One of my friends had this made, but she made me this bow when I went to pick it up with my little New Kids. I've been warning it. I'll wear it this Christmas.
Yes. I love it. Thank you so much. This was so fun. I mean, I feel like we see each other in passing, but we've never really sat down to really talk.
No, I just see you crossing the street. Hey, how are you doing?
And we've always been like, hey, I was neighbors originally and stuff like that, but. I've always admired you from afar. So I've just loved this time, and hopefully we'll have more talks and hang out more. But you're crazy. So I mean, like, you're like crazy busy. So you're always working.
I'm crazy too. It's okay.
But crazy as like visionary, I think, and ambitious, and to be female and small business starting from 8,000. You're an inspiration to a lot of people. And it's Fredericksburg, we're not talking like, we're in big cities, but you were able to really take a big crunch out of this, and contribute so much for everybody and the community too.
Well, I just want to say this, the community was there for me. In addition, it's like, I remember there was a point where I thought I was going to have to close the store. Somebody I had met twice in my life walked into Dog Krazy when she heard I was going to close and handed me a check. And she said, I don't care how long it takes for you to pay me back. You take this. And I said, I can't take it. And she said, talk to your husband and take it. And I talked to my husband, and it took me 2 years to pay her back. But that little bit of generosity, I wouldn't be here without her. So
that's amazing. I mean, I think also COVID, when things hit, like, there's support. And that's the big difference about Fredericksburg, because there isn't the competition, but there is a lot of support, even amongst business owners. And
yeah.
So I think that really takes down a lot of barriers for small businesses.
Oh yeah.
And supports and lifts, but having the clientele and the customers there really can make it or break it. And like, wow, where's your life now, right? Yeah. So it's so amazing. I love that. Thank you so much. And I wish you all the best for this holiday. Thanks for being on this. And you're a big part of downtown, so I so appreciate it.
That's my favorite store.
It's the first original one, so and I hope to see you more in it, but I totally understand.
Oh, during the holidays, I'm there a lot, so.
Awesome. Okay, well, you be well. I'm sure you got tons to go back to, and maybe it's just a warehouse, but I'm sure you got lots to do.
No, I'll be downtown today.
Why don't you tell people about the website, and just to give them that, and then we'll close on that.
Sure. It's dogkrazy.com. It's Dog Krazy with a K, www.dogkrazy.com. And we're on social media, Instagram, Facebook, our website, very easy to maneuver. And we deliver 7 days a week. So you can shop 24 hours a day.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, Nancy, much love.
Thanks, Brian.
So much. Okay. Thank you for listening to this episode of Behind the Register. I'm your host, Brian Lamb, and this episode was produced by Haley Harkins. Special thanks to Fredericksburg, Virginia Main Street for hosting our episodes. If you like what you've heard, support us, share, comment, and like us. We'll catch you next time on Behind the Register.